Aloha, everyone. Yay. Another day, another live stream. At least that's how this weekend feels. It
Good
has felt.
morning. It's been a
Yeah,
week.
I know. It has been quite a week. Getting stuff getting stuff up. And Victor, I think I wrote it in the chat, but Pua Lili Lehua is one of my all-time favorite songs. So I'm really excited to get to listen to your VE on the with Jeff Peterson's version, because I mean you can't beat Mr. Peterson as far as like song arranging and stuff. He's so wonderful, and he's one of the kindest human beings. So, yay! I can't wait. Aloha, Tim. Good to see you. I know that you're all the way up in Kaneohe, from far from our Manoa Valley. Actually, really not that far, but for island standards, it's we have to think, what time is it that we're gonna go up to Kaneohe? Are we gonna hit traffic? That's just how it is here. But love it. And I think a first person who checked in was Cocoa Beach, Florida. Aloha, our friends in Florida. I love getting to do these live streams, and Craig and I are excited too, because we are starting to branch out and leave the island from time to time. We just had our ukulele retreat ukulele retreat San Diego. It was so much fun. We had such a great time. What a wonderful group of people. I feel like every retreat we do, it has its own, each retreat gets kind of its own little theme and its own sort of family.
And it's wholly dependent
It's
on
totally
who
dependent
comes,
on the who
right?
comes. Yeah, it's not something we curate.
Yeah.
It's something they curate. And, of course, with any event that we do, we always send out a survey prior saying, what are the things you want to learn, etc. And then we base all of the workshops around the group. So it's the group that picks everything that they want to do.
Oh, my microphone does sound better now.
Yay! Because Craig, after the
that's
last
great.
live stream, I think you guys might remember, his mic did something crazy. We sent it in to get fixed for a third time. For some reason, that particular mic, I've got the cheaper mic above me, and it has lasted years. And then the one, for some reason, Craig's is super sensitive, and his never leaves the studio.
Yeah.
The one above me goes places, gets thrown in bags,
I know.
and it's fine.
Records out in the forest. when
Yes,
they
it
do,
records in the forest, but Craig's only stays in studio, and yet that was the one that had issues. So thank you, Rode, for fixing
Yes, thank
his
you.
microphone again.
And they're quick. They're really quick.
They are actually very fast, which is really nice. Yay!
All right. So we had our ukulele retreat, San Diego.
Yep.
And then we jumped right back into work mode. We ended up judging the International Ukulele Festival of Hawaii. We ended up judging the winners to pick a MVP.
Who got to perform on the main stage.
And then 2 days later, we got to stage manage the entire festival, which was...
Don't say the entire, just the main stage.
The whole day. Yes.
Yeah, there's 2 stages at Kapi'olani Park.
But it was our first time working with that crew in that capacity, and it was great. They were a lot of fun.
The guy who they had helping with us on stage, I think he's from Japan, but even with the limited English and stuff, he was on it, and we were able to communicate in ways to make sure everything was done. He was great. I want to tell Isaac, we won't do it again unless he is there. I loved that guy.
Yeah.
So positive and so fun to be around.
Yeah, but we performed on main stage last year, and it was nice to be invited.
Wait, didn't we do it 2 years in a row? Actually, we performed last year, and I feel like we also performed the year before. I think they had us 2 years in a row on that main stage.
I don't remember now.
We'll have to go back and look. But we appreciated it. And then when they thought of us to stage manage, I was like, oh, that's really sweet.
Yeah, because us, we like to be a part of events, whether we're performing or not. We
It's
love
a lot
to
less stressful to not have to perform.
make any event as best as possible. Oh, it's one of our 18 Susans. Hi, Susan.
Yeah, I know. All the Susans. That's true. When we were in San Diego, it was all the Susans and all the Barbaras. All the Susans and all the Barbaras. It was pretty funny. And we also had, and I'm very curious what the chat has to say about this, we had a show of hands. We're at our next retreat, we'll always have something ukulele happening, but how many of you would like to have a social thing in the afternoon, like mahjong or like cards or whatever? And everyone was like, mahjong. So who knows? This will be
Well, it's
the.
always interesting, right? Because
They'll still be a uke thing too.
yeah, but this is something that
Yeah.
so we are working on our Patreon stuff too. And one of the things I was going to bring up is like talking about events and all that kind of stuff. And it's always interesting because when you look at something on paper, like a schedule, you know, you're looking, okay, how many workshops can I fit in my day? Da, 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 da. And, you know, for us, we try to pack it like crazy.
We do.
We usually, you know, and we learned right away, too much is actually, it makes things more stressful and it actually brings down the event a little bit. But on paper, people think, oh, how come there's no workshops and da, 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 and da, da, da. And then they realize, like, after lunch, it's hard.
lunch is the one where people, they either fall asleep or I think we've really honed in on, like, there's always a jam right
Yeah,
after
we try
lunch.
to do more
Upbeat.
more less like super studious type of workshops in the afternoons, and it's been really nice.
I've had so many people at past workshops just out cold. Like if I'm doing like a heavy like chord theory, and they're like, because I mean I get it. You've like your brain is full and you're tired and your belly's really full, and it's just like.
Mm-hmm. And you're trying to process like
Right?
three workshops from the morning,
and it's just talking. Yeah. So yeah, we've learned. And make our events definitely, but that's also when we have more like fun, like socialize-y kind of things in the afternoon, right?
Yeah,
So
well, we'll probably do more group play type stuff next year. I think we have a plan for that, which is, and that's the thing too. We always try to change it up. We're always trying to make things a little bit different. And
well, again, the group really picks a lot of it. Like if you tell if the bulk of the group wants to do, well, like for example, San Diego, the bulk of the group wanted to do chord melody and
so we had a ton of chord melody workshops. Yeah.
So that's what they got, and they got and fills too, creating fills, and we had a nice little chunk of like advanced folks, and they had like their own little track with their like pod of 8 people.
Yeah, it was nice. It was really nice.
It was pretty neat.
Really great group. All right, so with that said, we have a couple of dates to share, and then we can move forward from there. But again, already, you know, just thank you guys for joining us live for this.
Did you want to show anything about yesterday or any of
Oh,
that?
after the news.
After the news,
do
okay.
Do this.
Okay, so our next live stream workshop will be August 8th. I don't think that's going to change. I think that's the plan. So we'll see. I know this one moved around because it was supposed to be a different date. But anyway, August 8th, that's the next time we're going to do another one of these live stream workshop. And then
we'll
after
go back
that,
to our Saturdays.
And then, we'll be back on Saturdays. Then our next ukulele club, very excited, August 15th. That's going to be a club and concert. So you don't want to miss that. It's going to be a ton of fun. Brian Tolentino is our club leader, and then he'll be performing. Don't know with who yet, but it'll be great. I know that. And then our next Artist Works check-in, August 16th, is like the day after club.
Yeah, sorry we had to skip this month just to catch up with everything else.
Yep, to squeeze it all in. Yes. So, and then we are accepting deposits for March 14th through 18th. You want to come hang out with us in Hawaii? It's a lot of fun. We limit it to 75 participants. So once it's filled up, it's filled up. And so, and I think we're over halfway full already from just because I think only those who were on Marion, our booking agents list, were the ones that knew about that we're accepting
from
deposits.
past events. Yeah.
So now here we go. We're accepting
we
deposits.
have Chris Fujigami coming.
Oh, yeah, Chris Fujigami is going to be there.
We brought on Herb Ota Jr. as another core staff member.
Herb is going to be there every day. He's going to probably regret his life choices, but he gets to be with us every day.
And we have Pono, who's going to be taking care of the late night jams as well. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, I mean, what did he call them? His Pauhana jams with Pono.
Yes.
So very excited about that. So that's going to be happening March 14th through 18th, 2027. We're accepting deposits. You can visit our website. You end up going through Marion's. It's a Yuli website thing that's really great about like letting you figure out your payments and all that stuff. So you can definitely check it out, March 14th through 18th. And also we are going to go back to San Diego. We had such a great time, but we are switching hotels because we want to check out other places. So we're currently looking at doing it July 2027. I think we almost have dates. There's one specific hotel we're in negotiations with right now. So, but July 2027, we are accepting deposits if you're just like, I just want to make sure I don't miss out, because that one's limited to 50 people. So just FYI, it's smaller on purpose. So just keep that in mind when you're doing your summer plans. Feel free to also join our email list if you aren't already, so that you know when we announce the dates and all that great stuff. But really excited to get to go back to San Diego.
Now, if you're itching to travel a little bit further.
Oh, yes. I didn't put that in here. But yes, if you want to go even farther, like us, and go across 2 oceans, you can join us at Aloha Britain. I'm very excited. We're going to be in Tewksbury with Matt Stead. It's going to be so much fun. So it's going to be, it's kind of like a retreat, but a little bit larger, I think. But it's, the idea is kind of bringing Hawaii to the UK. So we've got Craig and myself, Corey Mao, so excited. It'll be his first time going over there. Jeff Peterson, and of course Matt. So really excited to get to be invited by Matt to come over and be, because we haven't been to the UK since 2019. It's been a really, really long time. So we cannot wait to go back, see all of our UK friends. Hopefully the Welshies.
Man, it's been that long?
It has. Because I was pregnant when we were there. Like newly pregnant, if I remember right. So just really,
so that'll
really
be a lot
excited.
of fun. And other big things that happened this week was it was Sarah's birthday.
Yahoo!
And then so to celebrate, we went to a bond dance last night.
That was really fun.
Let me
I
see.
did terrible dancing. It was great. So, you know, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
There's the two.
There
of
we
them.
are. Aw, look at him. He's so cute. That child of mine. I love it. Yes. I don't know. He was so funny. He just randomly did that pose. I'm like, where did you learn that? It wasn't from me. He's so cute, this kid. And yeah, but it was a lot of fun going to the bond dance.
Oh.
And then also Ukulele Club
That's
was
right.
yesterday.
That's right. Let me pull that up.
We celebrated yesterday also at Club. So I appreciated everybody sang me happy birthday. It was really, really sweet. And we had a school supplies drive that we were doing, helping with Claudette's Heart Foundation. Look at all those supplies. That's all from our Ukulele Club members. Not to mention the cash donations, and not to mention the online donations that were also done as well. It was really just like, I was blown away at how much supplies people brought. Like, so sweet. So all of these supplies are being given out next Saturday to Waimanalo Elementary and Intermediate. And just, I'm so glad that Claudette's Heart Foundation was able to be there to accept the donations. And it was really just, it was really, really special. Just, I couldn't believe, just people just came with bags of stuff.
It was amazing.
I've got school supplies. I'm just like, oh my gosh. So we helped her pack up her car so that she could get everything ready to go over to that side of the island. But just really cool. So, and also a huge shout out to Larry Santos of Ukulele Project Hawaii. Because of you, we knew about this and knew about what Claudette's Hearts Foundation was doing. So thank you so much for letting us know so that we could be a part of helping, because that's one of the things that 4 Strings at a Time loves to do, is we love to help other nonprofits when we can and help our community. So that was, thank you so much, Larry, for inviting us to be able to do that.
And I know we do have a lot of Ukulele Club members off island.
Yeah.
If you happen to be here in December, we are going to be doing the parade.
Yes. So December 5th, I believe, is the Kaneohe Christmas Parade. And this will be Club's first time participating in it, even though Club has been in Kaneohe since 2006. But
we'll have instructions on how to register and all that kind of stuff.
Because I need to know how many people, because the open air trolley only holds 30.
We might have to get 2. I'm working on it.
We have to get 2 trolleys. I do need to know that like really soon.
Oh, someone asked about dates for Britain.
I do not
June.
know. I know it's in June.
Let me
I
pull
want
up.
to say it's like June. I don't want to say because I don't want to like be wrong. Greg will look it up. We will let you know, Yvette. Sorry. But But yeah, but I'm really excited to do the Kaneohe Christmas Parade. It's like it is the largest parade in the state that's not funded by the state or or any kind of government entity. And it's super cool.
I have dates like that. That's June 16th through 21st, but I think that includes getting there a little bit early to adjust to the time.
Yeah. I think is it alohabritain.com or is it, hold on, Ukulele Festival of Great Britain. There it is. The dates are June 18th through 21st. And if you go to ukulelefestivalofgreatbritain.com, you can learn more about it.
Oh,
And
Ohayou gozaimasu.
it's beautiful.
Tako-san.
Oh, Teko!
We miss you, anybody.
We miss you. Teko. So, and thank you for the birthday wishes, friends in the chat.
Oh, hi Val, hi Patty. Sorry, I missed a lot of you guys when I was looking up the dates. But thank you for joining us live. Now, again, everything will be shown on screen today. If you do want to support these live streams for us to keep it free for everyone, you can purchase your own there. But again, no, if you cannot afford one right now, they're $10. Just let us know. Send us an email. We got your back.
And eventually, when we actually open our Patreon, we will have a level where these will be available.
Yeah. Yeah, part of that tier of Patreon, we'll get all the live stream PDFs, and there will be one for the scholar packs as well.
So excited about that because that's something we've been wanting to do for like a long time. Try to find a way to like have that be a thing. So very excited. All right, and mahalo nui loa for the hau'oli lahano. I appreciate it. So, all right. I called this class Reimagining Repertoire. Basically, what I'm going to be doing is kind of going over some ideas and tips that I know I've covered in past live streams and going to songs that, well, I chose songs I like because, these are tunes that, I love, and I want you to start thinking about the songs you love and maybe different ways that you can implement some of these potential ideas. Okay? So, here we go. Now, you'll notice that I don't give us all the lyrics and stuff because I figure, one, copyright. Two, I figure most people, if you know this Beatles song, I feel like people either really love this song or they don't know this song. But we're going to go through it. The Scholar Packet this month actually has a chord melody for this song. And I go through and the video's already done and everything. And I go through and teach just a basic chord melody, give some ideas, and then tell you your homework is to make your own arrangement. And and I want to say a huge shout out to Carissa. Carissa, thank you for tagging me on on Instagram with you going through the Scholar Packet from last month. You totally did an awesome job with You're My Home. Oh my God, that was so
awesome.
Cool. And I loved that you tagged, because we always tell people tag me, and like no one does. Well, that's not true. Terry's been one of the other few ones that have tagged us. But like it made me so happy to be like, what? Hey, and I recognized it right away. As soon as I heard the intro, I was like, oh, she did that song. And it's one of my favorite songs. So thank you, Carissa. Just wanted to say that before we got started. So let's go through the basics of this tune. This tune's originally in the key of D. Because of the chord melody, I changed it to the key of C, but we just stay in the key of C. I also figure that's easier in general. So let's walk through. The intro is funky, but it's all right. So we have our D flat. Let me do this. D flat minor 7. Whoops, too far. So it's 1, 1, open, and 2. If I fell in love with you, would you? And then C, promise to be true. And notice how I didn't reset and do this, right? Like, I can just slide up here. And then the next chord is a B, right? So here I am. Help me. And then we got to do this crazy. I know some people are like, why are you doing A minor like this? Honestly, it works in the chord melody. Understand. And also this finger can stay, and then I just move. voila. 'Cause I've been in love before, and I found that love was more than just holding hands. And let's just play the verse. 1, 2, 3. If I give my heart to you, I must be sure from the very start that you would love me more than her. F minor, G7. If I trust in you, oh please don't run and hide. If I love you too, oh please don't hurt my pride. Go down to the bridge like her, 'cause I couldn't stand the pain, and I would be sad if our new love was in vain. Go to the verse. So I hope you see that I would love to love you, and that she will cry when she learns. Go to the bridge. We are two, 'cause I couldn't stand the pain, and I would be sad if our new love was in vain. Verse again. So I hope you see that I would love to love you, and that she will cry when she learns. First ending. We are two. Hold F minor. If I fell in love with C with you, hold the F minor. Down, wow, 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 end on C. Yay! We did it. So overall, the chords aren't too hard, right? The intro is the only part that sometimes is like, what is going on? But the rest of it is pretty easy. Now, there are some little things like, and again, never be married to how you learned your chords, right? Because when we first learned, for example, in the bridge, there's F minor, right? When we first learn F minor, we're taught, to hold it like this: index here, middle, and then your pinky. But for me, when I'm going from F to F minor, it took me a while to get used to doing this, but for me personally, I like just taking this finger and scooting down and then adding. It feels a little weird at first because it's definitely not the most natural feeling thing to do this, but man, is it faster. And then you're already holding the C, because a lot of times F followed by F minor tends to lead to C. That's just something that happens. It's a frequent thing that happens in music. So the 4 chord 4 minor leads back to 1. So just keep that in mind as you're going through and doing some of these different things. I know even going from E minor, so look at this. I'm going E minor, and if I need to go down to D minor, I actually already have this finger on the correct string, and I'm just moving these two, right? So I'm like here, E minor, ring finger comes down, and then I surround it. So again, little things like that as you're walking through songs you already know and love. Are you being the most efficient? Are you? Really? Take a look. Okay, now let's get into some different things. This song, I think, would sound really nice if we did a picking pattern. Okay, so I have got a picking pattern here. And this one I think is relatively easy. Just hold a C chord for now. Don't look at all the tablature and stuff right now. But just holding a C chord, what I'm doing, and you have options, is it's basically strum, C, E, C, strum, C, E, C, strum, C, E, C. Now, if you don't want to strum, you can actually pluck all your strings. So that would be and I'm using all 4 fingers for plucking all of the strings, right? It doesn't matter to me how you get it done, right? It's strum or picking. Also, when I'm picking, sometimes I miss like the C string and just pick 3 strings and then C. Oh, sorry. It doesn't matter to me how you get the job done. Pick how you want to do it. I tend to like to, if I'm doing picky things, I tend to want to pick the strings instead of strum the strings. Totally up to you. So just with the C chord for now, and then I'll let us know when we're going to change. So for now it's C, C, C. Try D minor now. Keep on D minor. Back to C for now, because we're just practicing the pattern. Back to D minor. Okay, how are we feeling? Should we just try to play the chords? Yeah, let's do it. So here's what we're going to play. We're going to start here and go to here, and then we'll repeat that, okay? Because this is basically variation 1, and then I have a variation 2 down here that we'll get to in a minute because there's something highlighted that's important. But for now, number 1, let's give it a shot. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and change and 2 and 3 and here we go. Stay again. D minor, D minor still, G7. So the only one that's a 2 is the first measure. C, D minor, E minor, D minor, G7, speed up C, minor and G7, and again back to C, D minor and then E, D minor and G7 and strum on C. Sounds really nice, right? And if I'm doing the speed of the song is something like da 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 da, right? Sounds really pretty and sounds kind of similar to the recording too. Now, there's one thing that I like a lot, and something that I want you to think about in songs you know and love, which is D. And where's my pointer? I don't want to draw all over it. I just want the pointer. Where is it? Here it is. Here, D minor to E minor. Is that a half step or a whole step away? D, D sharp, E, or D, E flat, E. It's a whole step away, okay? It's 2 frets away. So why don't we walk to it? Because we can. So looking at this, what we're going to do is I'm looking at number 2 now. So now I'm looking down here. Is I have got my E minor. So I'll go do my little close-up here. So I have E minor. and not strumming, not picking the stuff yet. So I have first beat, then the second beat, I still hit it, but on the fourth beat, I move everything down. And yeah, it sounds really bad with the open G at first. And then D minor. Or, sorry, 1, 2, oh sorry, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Try again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 again. E minor and E minor, move it down, and D minor. 2, 3, 4. Technically, this open G string should not be here. That's why I called it an E flat minor alt. But the thing is, you move so quickly through it, it's not really that bothersome, okay? And it's better than, you know, if you wanted to do the closed D minor, you can totally do that and move it all. But see, this for me feels really, really awkward and weird, right? But that's where the D minor shape comes from, is this closed E minor, right? So I just like for that. Now, you can add the picking pattern in there if you want. If I'm doing that, and the easiest way is what I have shown here, right? Is the E minor, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. So let's try that together. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and reset. 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and move it down, and D minor and 2 and 3 and 4 and excellent. Let's give it a try and actually start from the C. So we're on number 2. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3. Move it down. D minor. G7. C. E minor. E minor. Walk it down to D minor. G7. Back to C. D minor, then E minor, and walk it down. G7's here. Back to C. D minor, E minor. Walk it down to D. G7, end on C. Yay! So, pretty neat, right? And it's a super small change, like very small. If you want to add picking in there, I mean, if you want to be like extra fancy, you could do something like a da 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 ba, where I'm actually doing, I'll show you. So I'm doing E minor, playing the root, the E, and then moving it down, and then hitting that E flat note before going to D minor. Because what's happening is you're hearing that movement of your root on the string by doing, so I have my standard pattern, then pick, strum or whatever, more strings, 1 string, C string, and then D minor. Right? And you can do, there's more things you can do. We'll talk about that with the G7 chord. But looking at this, again, instead of just strumming, which still sounds nice, and you could strum this too. Right? And it sounds just fine. Dee, 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 versus the strum again. Dum, ba, dum, will cry when she learns we are two, etc. Right? So it's really neat being able to pull this off. And one person says, or can you just pick the bottom 3 strings for that E flat minor? Yeah, Absolutely. It's totally up to you what you want to do. That's no problem. Then the important notes are the 3 on that string, particularly because I'm really focusing on the C string, which has my root note. So you really hear the walk down. Okay? So this is just one little idea that you can do to your verses. Sounds great. And you could also still use this idea for your 'cause I couldn't stand the pain and I. Like, you can still keep that pattern going if you want for your B section too. Because I'm trying to get through a bunch of stuff, I tend to just cherry pick spots, okay? Picking pattern continued. Ooh, okay. So here's another thing. It's the same picking pattern, doing that. Oh, look, I wrote it out for you. Yay, I thought ahead when I made this. That's what I was trying to show you just a few minutes ago, was making sure that when you're holding that E minor, again, pick or strum, and then root note, and then D minor. Now, looking at this G7, what I did here is I'm holding actually a G7 suspended. And this is for you high G people. The low G, you could still totally do it because you're just pedaling the root note, okay? So it actually will sound nice on a low G for this particular instance. So I've got my G7 suspended, hit a G string, take away that note back to just a regular open A, put it back down. If I'm still holding my chord, I actually can strum a chord too. So, but for now, let's just focus on the single notes, and then we'll talk about the strums in a second. So, G7 suspended, G string, take away a finger, take it away again, back it down. So it sounds like this. Okay, let's try that from the D minor. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and. Do it one more time. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1. Oh, sorry, wrong chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2. I totally started automatically doing that picking pattern. Now, there's something that I'm wanting to do, and this is part of why I messed up, is if you're holding the chord already, those guys, you can totally play the chord. So something more like, right? It sounds really nice doing that. Or if again, it doesn't matter how you get the job done. Sorry. Right, going to the C. So again, doesn't matter. Timing is more important, and of course the note choices. So, but you can do either single notes or, but that's something neat you can totally add. Probably wouldn't do it every time it shows up, right? Like I might save it for, the final verse, the last time around or something, or maybe I'll do it. But let's practice. And you can choose if you want to do a chord or the single notes as I have written. Let's give it a shot. All right, I'm going to do my close-up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, E minor. And move it down and D. Here we go. Back to C. D minor, E minor, and move it down, D minor, G, one more time, C, D, move it down, and D minor, and G7, C, yay! Yep, it's beautiful. And again, or you can strum it. Doesn't matter to me how you get it done. Just get it done. Make it sound nice. Now, moving forward, because again, just trying to shove a lot in one workshop, chord choices, right? Your voicing, the voicings you use matter. And one thing that I made the conscious decision when doing this song, I was like, we are going to stay in the first position area. It's easier that way, right? So just as a quick reminder, where am I? Right? You had this D flat minor 7, and the B, and then of course your A flat minor, and back to the C, and just holding hands, right? So now let's take a look at what we've got going on down here. So one thing that I think is kind of neat about this bridge is it seems to have sort of a downward feel for me on my ukulele if I make some different chord choices. So one thing I want to point out is that D minor or D flat minor, where is my, okay, that's the 4th fret, okay? Okay. The 4th fret, you can either do, and then you notice how both in the D flat and in the C, there is the word or. You get to pick, okay? Your choice. But you can either do a standard D flat minor, which looks like this, right? Where I've got my bar on the 4th fret and I'm reaching over here to my 6th fret. Like that. Or I can just play D flat minor 7. There's not a huge difference. For me, this is easier. Also remember, with your bar, I can do this bar without my thumb there, okay? So if you're like, oh, my thumb hurts, pull into your body with your instrument, okay? Just a friendly reminder that, especially if you're sitting, you can do it standing too, but sitting, it's like you should be doing this, is I've got my bar ready here. I'm literally pulling the instrument into my body. This arm is stopping it from flying out this way. Craig calls it the seesaw effect, but you're using counter pressure. So I've got this here. I'm pulling it into my body. Look at where my thumb is now. It's actually like 1 to 2 frets higher naturally, right, as I'm pulling in, and that's where my thumb's going to go. It's not going to go directly behind my bar, because as soon as I put things directly behind my bar, I get this horrible pinchy sensation here, and because I'm squeezing too hard, and the whole point of this is not to squeeze. This is kind of to help you stop squeezing, and so just holding this, pulling, look at where my thumb is, gently put it here so that it's like, here's what it would look like, right, like this, pointed up at the headstock. Okay, so just wanted to throw that out there for those of you that are like, wait, what? How are you doing that without your thumb? Because I can play a whole gig without having my thumb on the neck if I need to. I have had to do that when I've actually had issues with my arthritis. Just fun facts. So again, ergonomically, pull in, you should be able to get it. We can do a whole other live stream on how to get your bars to sound clean, but that's not what today is about. But anyway, so if I fell in love with you, that's our D flat note. Would you, and then switch to a C. You can either do this C, promise to be true, or you can have an open G string. And this C, promise to be true. Look, and you go down 1 more fret. Just, it's all half steps. Help me. But this one is not a half step because we need to go to A flat. So then we have this lovely chord right here. Understand. And if you want, if you play high G, that's the next sort of descending note. So I could understand and strum up. So if I did that, it would sound like this. If I fell in love with you, would you promise to be true and help me? And here we go. Understand. Because that's the note I need. Okay? For that guy. And also for this, you don't need to bar it. You can, if it's easier, just have your finger like this because the other strings are covered, right? So don't worry about if you're like, oh, I can't bar that. Don't worry about that. Okay? Understand. And then I just left us down here for the rest. Because I've been in love before and I found that love was more than just holding hands. And the other thing we can also do that I didn't bring up is you can also play these in other places. All of these different shapes, right? So even if I start here, da 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 da, I could move up, da 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 da, and I'm using B, sorry. Da. What is yeah, I could. No. We're not going to go there. Not right now. But looking at this, let's try it. Nice tempo do learner. The great thing about the intro is that it's already slow to begin with. And just strum once for now, because they're not really strumming like a ton. So here we go. And also, which finger do you use for your bar? Whichever one you want. Craig a lot of times will talk about barring with your middle because it's actually longer, especially if you're doing a chord like a D7 shape, right? This is that shape, but on the 4th fret. Because this finger's longer. When you do this, you're forcing your longest finger to be like in the tiniest little space. So, and the great thing about this too is I'm going to move down to D7 for just a second. If I've got this, a lot of times A happens after. Look at that. Look at how easy it is to do that. Again, think about chord efficiency. If I know my next chord's going to be A, like that's so much more convenient because this finger is already in place, right? So again, thinking about efficiency of chords with songs you already know and love, besides adding and picking and stuff. So this one, it's nice because if I use my index, I can do that. Or if I do this, look, this finger's already poised and ready to be there. And then this finger just moves over. So either one to me is acceptable. Okay? Pick how you're going to bar. 1, 2, 3. If I fell in love with you, would you promise to be true? And move it down and help me. Get ready. Understand, 'cause I've been in love before, and I found that love was more than just, you could start strumming here, holding hands, and then the song, then you have the up with the drums, and it starts up again. So, one more time.
And then you already said you can bar this, right?
Oh, yeah, I mentioned you could do either. Yeah, you can either. So Craig was just the reminder of, wrong chord. This or this. This or this.
And to be honest, I like doing the bar because that's a good practice about movable shapes in the sense of like.
Right, because if you hold this shape like this, without your index, right? This is G minor. If I bar right here, and I take it and I just go up, hey, there's that A flat minor, A minor. Next one, B minor, etc., etc.
Just good habit, right. And whenever you like dealing.
I said B minor, I meant B flat minor. Sorry.
That's nice.
Yeah, totally. But again, if it's easier for you to do this, where you're just hitting the string, that's fine too. Totally, this or this doesn't matter to me. Just get the job done, and don't hurt your hand. So, 1, 2, 3. If I fell in love with you, would you promise to be true? Move it down. Me understand, 'cause I've been in love before, and I found that love was more than just holding hands, etc. Yay! I love it. Yes, A flat minor is the hardest in the group. And also, fun fact, if you wanted, you could play, this is A minor 7, you could play A flat minor 7 if you wanted to. But I was just like, I feel like this is actually, in some ways, easier for some people than this. Right? I also like, this one to me sounds more minory. This one, because it could also be, a major 6 chord, it's more kind of nebulous sounding. If you have a bass player though, then this will be just fine. Okay, fun fun facts. Because the other thing that I didn't talk about with this song, but we'll talk about in the other song, is we haven't even changed our chords to be like more fancy pants, right? Like I could make my C chords C6s or C major 7s. Like I'm actually really curious if I was to do da 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 ba da 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 da. What if I made da 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 da? Like, see, make that C major 7 instead of C. Then just holding hands. Like little things like that you can also do to this song, and we're gonna be doing to the next one. But for now, let's play what we've done. Okay, I did my best to fit it on one page to the best I could. Down here's your bridge, okay? Now, keep in mind for your bridge, you can just do strums if you want, or you can do the pattern, okay? Up to you what you want to do, okay? I left that up for your choice. But the rest of it, like, let's do what we can. And also, I have a little note where that F, where is this at? This measure, okay? This is new. We didn't talk about this, but it's the same picking pattern. But these measures only happen when we're going back to the top of the verse, okay? So I'll call it out, just listen. And then if we know we're going to be going down to the bridge, we play this, and then it leads you directly to the C9, okay? But I'll direct traffic. You'll be okay. Also notice, look what I did here. Now, you can play the full chord. I wrote it how I play it, where I'm plucking, and I'm only plucking the C, E, and A string for that, because my G is already being picked on its own. So that's why, for me, that G7 is, I'll do the close-up, and I'll just move my hand up here. So again, I'm plucking 3 strings, and the G comes after. But I tend to, my main area where I am plucking is down here, because I like how it sounds. Because it does sound different if I'm down here. Sorry. Move it up. So you'll find the sweet spot where you like, depending on what you want to do. But that's what that area is about and why I wrote it that way. So, from the top, 4th fret. Oh yeah, close up. 1 and 2 and 3, and if I fell in love with you, would you promise to be true? You okay, Greg? And help me understand, 'cause I've been in love before, and I found that love was more than just holding hands. Here we go. If I give my heart to you, I must be sure from the repeat sign, E start, that you would love me more than C chord, F minor, G7 from the top. If I trust in you, oh please don't run and hide. If repeat, love you too, oh please don't hurt my pride like her bridge, 'cause I couldn't stand the pain, and I would be sad if our new love, G7, was in vain. Back to the C from the top. By the D minor, E minor, that I, would love to love you, and that she will cry when she learns we are bridge too, 'cause I couldn't stand the pain, and I would be sad if our new sea love was in vain from the top. So I hope you see that I would love to love you, and that she will cry when she learns we are to sea. Do F minor if I fell in, stay on F minor, back to C. F minor and end on C. Sorry, I totally moved when I shouldn't have moved. But that's basically it. That's what we did. That took us, 40-ish minutes to get through. But kind of cool, right? Like it sound, and again with the bridge, like I strummed, but just to do something different. But like you can, 'cause I couldn't stand the pain, right? Lovely, absolutely lovely. And are there any adjustments that you'd want to make with low G? That was a question in the chat. My answer is it depends. Do you prefer, do you like how it sounds with how it's done? Keep it. You don't need to make any adjustments. If you would prefer to, one of the things that I like about this, and I think it would work with low G, is because when you're doing this pattern, you're starting on the root note here. So it's C and a C note. Then when it switches to D minor, you're hitting the D root, right? Now, if the song was in a different key, and I was doing a G chord, I might start on your low G first because the G note would be my root, right? So those would be the kinds of things things to think about. Where's the root note of your chord? If what you're wanting to focus on is making sure the root note is played first and that root note's on your low G, you make that adjustment. But I don't think you necessarily need to make that adjustment in this key for this particular song because we're already doing it on the C string. So, and even that G7, I'm making you go to the root, and on our high G it sounds fine, and it should sound okay with your low G because again you are on the root of your chord. So I don't think for this particular arrangement you have to worry too much about it. But great question. Yay! Is there any way to move that A flat minor to the from the B? I mean, I had to just practice. Sorry, B to here, right? And you can, if you look up and you're like, I'd rather do this A flat minor 7, Rob, you can. Nothing wrong with that. Also, you could play 3 strings. Where am I? Yeah, there we go. You could do this, and I don't play my G string at all. So if I'm doing B, understand, that's totally allowed too. Let me do a close-up of that. So if I'm holding this, and then I hold what looks like a G minor, but on the 2nd fret, and I don't play my G string.
Then you're just moving your ring finger, which is nice.
Yeah, so you're just here, and understand, that's totally fine too. No worries. The main reason I did that was because I wanted to have this note, if I'm strumming up for it, right? But again, you can just keep it here and do this. Just make sure you only play 3 strings.
That's a great exercise. Just moving your ring finger. That
totally works. Yeah. So again, doesn't matter to me how you do it. Just get the job done. Let's look at Beyond the Reef. We may not have time to fully jump into this song, which is fine. This song, if you look at it, this is just a super, super basic version of it, okay? We're going to add some stuff to it. But look at this. It's G minor, C7F, G minor, C7F, G minor, C7F, G minor, C7F. It's 3 chords. Oh, whoa, watch out. We go to B flat and B flat minor in the bridge, right? Or the B section. But then that's it. It's not too bad, right? So this song's in the key of F. For those of you that are theory nerd people like myself, what relationship is G minor to F? If I'm in the key of F, it's G. So it's F, G, it's a 2, and then what's the C? F, G, A, B, C, 5, right? So I have a 2, 5, 1. That's like all the song is 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1, right? So just something to think about. 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1, right? And then this is a 4 and a 4 minor, and then 1, and then 2. Oh, look, it goes to 4 minor and then 5 because it's going to take you back. 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1. Okay. Exciting stuff. But something, again, just when you're looking at songs you know and love, are there patterns? Is there is there a set pattern that gets repeated a lot? There is in this song. Let's play it. Okay. Get your G minor ready. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Beyond the reef, where the sea is dark and cold, my love has gone, C7, and my dreams grow old. There'll be no tears, there'll be no regretting. Will you, G minor, remember me? C7. Will you forget? Ooh, F7. I'll send 1,000 flowers, B flat minor, where the trade winds blow. I'll send my lonely heart, minor, for I love her so. Someday I know she'll come back to me again. Till then my heart will be beyond the reef. And we'll end it there. Yay! Beyond the Reef. Pretty song. An old song, too. Now, this one we have discussed at length at many, 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 many different live streams of changing up your chords. Make a major chord, a major 6 chord. Make a minor chord, a minor 7 chord, which actually was already done for us. And make your dominant 7 chords, or like in this case, C7, make it a dominant 9 chord. It is actually a really nice way to add some color. So we do that, and let's see how it sounds. Now, one thing I want you to notice with this is that when you've got your G minor 7 and you're moving to C9, it's just a one small little boop over because you just need that open E string. Everything else stays the same. And then you move him back and then make your F6 chord. And that's it. F6 looks like D minor 7, but we've discussed that in other workshops as to why that is. We will not go over it now. All right, let's give this a try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Beyond the reef, C9, where the sea is dark and cold, my love has gone, and my dreams grow old. There'll be no, just repeat it, tears. 9. There'll be no F6 regretting. Will you, G minor, remember me? C9. Will you, F6, forget? And we'll stop there. It would go to F7. So, and then we'd get to go down to the bottom. At the bottom, I switched things out more because something else you can do. Now, the major 6 and the minor 7 always sound nice with your neighbor. If you're at a jam and you play the same songs every week in the same keys, you can start, besides playing, chords up the neck, which you can certainly do. Instead of C, play the C, or if you're good at this, move up to the C, etc. Then start making all of your C chords C major 6 chords instead. Or if there's D minors, make them D minor 7 instead. That's one really great way to practice during the jam, and you're still enhancing the sound of the group. And that's an idea I've harped on a lot for many, many years. But another idea that doesn't always sound so good with your neighbor, sometimes it can, but I still want you to try because it can be beautiful and it adds more color, is instead of a major chord, play major 7. Instead of a minor chord, play a minor 6. And then the dominant 9, we're just going to leave alone for now. So looking at our chords at the bottom of the page, I've got B flat major 7, which is going to be that 3, 2, 1 open. And then B minor 6 is an open G string. Da, 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 da. And then F major 7, I gave you the easy one, which is 5, 5 open, open. And then you have G minor 7, which my lonely heart, B flat minor, for I love her so. And then because I have C7 for 2 measures, why not just do both? Okay, so let's try the B section. 1, I'll send 1,000 flowers where the trade winds blow. I'll send my lonely heart, so sad, for I love you so. Someday. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Let's play the top line, that beyond the reef, and then I will direct us to when we need to get to that bridge, okay? Because there's going to be a lot of repeating. So we'll start from the G minor 7 at the top. 1, beyond the reef, C9, where the sea is dark and cold. My love has gone, C9, and my dreams grow old. We're going to repeat this again. There'll be no tears. There'll be no F6 regretting. Will you, G minor, remember me? C9, will you forget? F7 if you can do it. Get ready for we're going down. B flat major 7. I'll send 1,000 flowers where the trade winds blow. I'll send my lonely heart, for I love you so. The top. Someday I know you'll come back to me again. Till then my heart will be beyond the reef. And we'll just end on F6. Aw, thanks, Craig. That was very pretty. Right? Super sad song, right? Beyond the reef, you're so far away. One reason why I like using those major 7. I'll send 1,000 flowers. Oh, so sad. That minor 6. Oh, my heart, where the trade winds blow. And even this. It's like very airy, right? Because it's a very open sounding major 7 chord. Go, I'll send my lonely heart, for I love her so. Right? It's for me, I personally like the color. You might be like, ugh, I don't like that, and you might just say, I'll send 1,000 flowers. I like that better, but I like this one. That's fine. Your arrangement, you do what you want. That's the whole point of these. We show you so you can do what you want with it. Okay, that's the beautiful thing about music. Now, okay, this is sort of the last big thing that you'll hear done in this song frequently, and it's chordal movement. So what we have here is I have F major 7 written there where I am just lifting off my index because I'm trying to get that note. Technically, that's not this chord's name, whatever. I'm just trying to get it so that you're having that open string, okay? But that's the implication I want, is that major 7 sound. I want that major 7th note from the scale. And then I've given us a couple of different versions of A minor 7 and A flat minor 7. Okay? So the cool thing about this, and you totally hear it within the melody itself, is this kind of movement. So let's look at the 4th measure of this, where we're holding our F chord, and you've got F, and then you're holding what should remind you of, if we were to take this G minor 7 and move it up 1, and if you just play 3 strings, that's fine. We're playing it so quickly, I strum all the strings, but here, we're supposed to go to the 3rd fret. My apologies. So F, 3rd fret, should remind you of a C chord. Move it down, and then look, it leads to G minor. So we have F for 2 beats, F, A minor 7, this version of it, which should remind you of C. Move it down. Okay, and I'm strumming the whole thing. F, and then A minor, move it down. Yeah, I don't care that G is in there, because for me, it's not a big deal. Now, the next one, if you look just underneath, I have F, and then I hold this guy, which we talked about earlier. You have this that looks like a G minor, but you're on the 3rd fret. The G sounds great in there. You can still stick it, or you can play 3 strings, doesn't matter to me, and then go down to a standard G minor. Like, that totally works too. So again, I have F, move it to the 3rd fret with the G minor shape, move it down, and then move it down again. Beautiful. That totally works. That's that my love has gone, right? It totally matches what our melody's doing. So we should do it too, because it totally sounds lovely. Another version just underneath that is our F major for 2 beats. And then some people actually will do this A flat diminished 7. It has a similar kind of feel going to our G minor 7. So I have my F chord, A flat diminished, G minor 7. Okay, that's another wonderful option. I could also do F6 instead, A flat diminished, then G minor 7. That gives us this movement on our A string. And I'll write that in for you folks, because I think it's, again, if we used major 6, right? Then you can do that. So I'm just going to go wee right here, see? And if I do this, then I get that movement happening on my A string, which is what we liked from the ones prior. So that would be an F6 chord, okay? So that's why it's important to know some of these little things that you can do. The other thing I also added to this too is 4th movement. And this is something I know we've discussed, especially in the jazz workshops, where I'm like, okay, the jazz jam, there's like jazz jam 1, jazz jam 2, where I talk about 2-5-1 movement. And we even talked about that very, very briefly here, right? That like this, G, A, B, C, that's a 4th away. C, D, E, F, that's a 4th away. So one thing I did here, and you don't have to do it, I just threw it in because I can, is instead of just F7, C minor 7 to F7. Totally. That's a 2-5-1 in the key of B flat. So it's leading me very nicely into that B flat. Okay. Another thing that you can also do that I totally stuck in here was looking at this. Where the trade winds blow, right? That's not what the melody does, but that's what I'm hearing in my head. And one way you can make that happen is again, thinking in fourth movement for me, D7 is so D, E, F, G, that's a fourth away. So what I ended up doing was just taking this, instead of playing F the whole time, I go to the D7 instead, and I walk down to it, and this leads very nicely to my G chord. Another way that you can think about it is this is the 6 of F, the D, and then that leads nicely to the 2 chord. So 1, 1, 6, 2, and this is not 5. Sorry, but eventually we get to the 5 chord. So something to think about. And then also, I forgot to highlight this. This is another thing. You could play C7 the whole time, or you could throw in G minor 7 for one measure and then C7. Totally fine. So let's play all of this. I know it's a lot I'm throwing at you, but we're at the end of our time. So I just want to make sure we actually get to play through it. Remember, this is recorded. You can replay it and watch it again. So let's go through very tempo d'allerno. This song is slow anyway. And just play through the whole thing. 1, 2, beyond the reef. C7, where the sea is dark. Lift a finger and cold. Put it back. My love has gone. C7, and my dreams grow old. Lift a finger, put it back. Different A minor. There'll be no tears. C7, there'll be no regretting. F6 if you want. Will you remember me? Sorry for the wrong word. C7. Will you forget? C minor if you want. And C minor. I'll send 1,000 flowers where the trade winds blow. E flat, D7. I'll send my lonely heart. B flat minor 6. For I love you so. C7 from the top. Someday I know. C7. You'll come back to me. Lift a finger again. Put it back. Till then my heart will be. C7. Beyond. Just hold F. The reef. And we'll end here. Yay. Now, theoretically, that's a lot of stuff I threw at you in like 2 seconds. But try to physically do it first. Even if you don't totally understand conceptually why it works, try to physically do it. Because when you look at the mechanics of it, it's actually not too bad. It's really not that hard. And you can get through it. I believe in you. Just takes practice, like with anything. We always tell Cameron this, when he's like, I'm not good at this. I said, well, you're not good at it yet. And what do you need to do in order to get better at something? And he's always like, practice. I'm like, right. That's right. Practice. You're not going to, if you can play this right away, then this, workshop was, either where you're at or a little below where you're at, right? But it's cool to get to try out these different things. For this song, I might not, do this every time, even though, it does match my melody. But you can even hear how that F6 to A flat diminished one sounded really pretty in that spot, right? Even though it wasn't, moving down every single note the way that the previous ones were. So it's really neat getting to do this. And I have a conclusion and homework. Okay? Because, thank you, Carissa, for inspiring me to actually tell you, whether you're an artist work student or not, right? Because we have our Artist Work students, they submit VEs to us, we answer those VEs. But if you're not an Artist Work student, you can still show us what you're doing. We love getting to see it. It's really exciting to see that we're making a difference in your musical journey. So take a look at this homework. Analyze the chords that you're playing. Is there movement that you can add? Are things a whole step away or a half step away? Can you create, different kinds of movement? For you more advanced people, can you figure out how to add fourth movement into things, making like little 2-5-1 moments or 1-6-2-5 moments? Try playing major sixes and major sevens instead of your regular major six and minor sevens, or even major 7 and minor 6 chords. Swap some of those out for songs you know and love, etc. And tag us on social media. Show us. We want to see. That's really the big thing. And Artist Work students, submit a VE. It can be on any song you know and love. It doesn't have to just be what's in this packet. We love getting to help you. We love getting to know you. Whether you're an online student or, you're still an online student. You just might not be an Artist Work student. So take the time to do this homework so that we can see you play. And for those of you that purchased the Scholar packet for this, where you got the chord melody for If I Fell in Love with You, thank you very, very, very much for your support. That helps allow these to continue to be free, because we do still give out free standard packets to those who can't afford it at this time. And for that, you can use some of these ideas. Right? I can still do that. That's part of the chord melody, but I'm adding in stuff that we learned from today. And you can do that with the chord melody. I gave you a plain Jane chord melody. Change it. Tag us so we can see it. So I think that's it for me for now, you guys. You have got a lot of homework. Look at that whole page. But take your time, of course, and just pick what you want from the homework. Craig, do you have any parting words?
So when we announced during the retreat that we were going to start our Patreon, we actually had a lot of people give us some really great ideas of what they were looking for. So if there are some particular things that you would like to see in our Patreon, let us know. Send us an email.
Yep. We love,
because a lot of this is going to be curated just for you guys. We're not doing it just for us to do something. It's we want to be as efficient with our time and your time as well, and really creating something that's meant for you. So
absolutely. So I look forward to seeing you guys working on some songs and can't wait to hear them. And Artist Work students will be doing some VEs this week, so keep those coming in. And aloha, everyone. Thanks for a great workshop.
Aloha.